We are something else.
All right. Welcome to We Are Something Else. A special edition. I think that's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna run with that tonight. Welcome. It's your boy Kaleo. It's me. There's CB. There's Sammy Slated. Who already in the comments. Bring him out. Hashtag behavior. Dimitri.
Right at the jump.
Off the jump. Couldn't get. And we got a special guest. It's a special guest in the house. We got our brother, Mr. Geronimo Robinson. Welcome.
Thanks very much. Represent. Glad to be here.
He'll be joining us tonight for our special. This because last week was Soul Tales. So that was episode 30 of Soul Tales. We could talk about that. The week before that was episode 199 of the We Are Something Else podcast.
Oh wow.
Then tonight's not 200 though. Tonight is not 200. This is just one of those lost episodes that's going to happen live. This is a lost live episode, right? Because it's not 200. This is a special. But and our brother. Oh wait a minute, I see him lurking. There we go. There he is. Live from California. Oh, Dave J on the mic. Good to see you. Britt B. Good to see you. K. Danielle. Good to see you. Yo, Chuck. Dimitri already starting yesterday. Shout out to Atusa who commented yesterday, and shout out to Takeover Trina who may be here next. I don't know how this is gonna work. This is a special. I was just telling everybody this is a special. By the way, E Rich, meet Geronimo Robinson, our special guest for tonight.
What's up?
How you doing?
Y'all gonna get along really well. From the conversation I had prior to, and then I know my bro E. Oh, y'all can get along real well tonight. So, but yeah, look. So let's just go around. Let's talk about everybody's week. We are here tonight. Is also baddie behavior. That's why Sammy's here. But we're gonna do something different with that. Sammy's gonna conduct part of the interview with us tonight. So that should be fun. CB, how you doing, bro? How was your week? Welcome to We Are Something Else episode. Well, special edition, a special.
Yeah. We'll figure out how to actually name this joint in like post-production, bro, me and you, we work the same 9 to 5. You know how things are going currently. It's a big mix because we're getting into summer, and so people are out of the office. We got board meetings going on, projects are due. So never a dull day.
Okay. Sammy, how are you?
Surviving, trying to be super lady. Basically, work is working, trying to stay fit, trying to stay on top of being a mom. I'm getting 7 into flag football, so that's gonna be a wild ride. So
wait. CB, I see what Britt B said about today. CB got dissed on his B-Day. Oh boy. E, what's good with you, bro?
Nothing much, man. Sorry for the tardiness. I know you're gonna dock my pay for that. But I had to restart the computer, you dig?
Yeah, it's okay. It's good. We're here.
More demerits.
Yeah, that's all good. Geronimo, welcome. How's your week been going? And are you prepared for tonight? I kind of gave you some insight info on how this chat can get. So, but how are you?
I'm thankful and blessed. I'm looking forward to it. And you can see by the picture I showed you behind me, you can't really see it that well, but I got these ancestors, man, who represented back in the day, and they don't always get their props. And I'm here to make sure I represent in the most proficient way for my brothers and sisters,
Let's do it.
The speeches I do in other parts of the world, I can be slightly controversial. So we'll see how this whole thing goes.
Okay. All right. DCC is welcome. Good to see you. All right. So look, with all that said, we should have inch tonight because this is a special. I mean, we could call it Black Business Series, which I think is probably proper. But let's just kind of give shout out to my bro, Matthew C. Horne, because if you remember a couple months ago, we had another author from Matthew C. Horne's book publishing company, Lightning Fast Book Publishing's Quinn Hill was here. And so tonight, Geronimo will be stepping in for Matthew's publishing company night. So anyways, it's all about it.
On your favorite OG.
There we go. Let's wrap. Let's figure out how we're gonna do this. All right, so let's bring everybody up to speed. If you haven't seen what we're getting ready to talk about, let me just give you like a quick snippet of it.
Who talks about women? Who talk about women's sports more than First Take?
Stephen A. Respectfully, with your platform, you could have been doing this 3 years ago if you wanted to.
Wow.
All right, we got to go. You guys.
So did you say
know
that
you're
on the
my
show?
guy, but
Who does more than
Stephen
us?
A., I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you.
Wow.
Don't do that. I'm talking to you about the power that you have.
Okay.
I'm talking to you.
Okay. NBA.
Well, if a picture was worth 1,000 words, there's your picture and there's your 1,000 words right there.
They do the same cutting. They put them both. They singled them out both on the screen. That's some Kaleo work right there. You know. What I mean?
Absolutely. But then, so it was Stephen A. But then, what's Stephen A.'s co-host name? Because she was stuck. Is it Molly?
Molly Coon.
Molly, yeah. She is trying to get them to break. Right, she's trying to get this show to break because the sponsors got to, put their money in, the advertisements got to happen, and Stephen A. and Monica McNaught are going at it, and then Monica drops she drops the bomb. Like, so let's just dial back. Let's dial it back. So First Take this week, if you didn't see that, Monica calls out Stephen A. for not using his space or his platform to talk about the NBA or the opportunity he had about 3 years ago to put the WNBA on a national spotlight, kind of like it is now, right? And lately, as we know, the WNBA is getting a lot of talk. It seems about more so surrounded as rookie class and especially Caitlin Clark, right? We know this has kind of been the pivot, and the WNBA is making waves because of everything surrounding this rookie class and what's happening with Caitlin Clark. You can't talk about the WNBA or see a story on the WNBA about Caitlin Clark getting roughed up or how many points she scored or this rookie year that she's having. Is she a transitional player for the league? Is she's going to take it to a whole nother level? Well, we already know that, right? And we also know that there are players in the WNBA now who have the know-how and the skill set to the WNBA should have been on a higher tier of topics or talked about on these sports shows way before this rookie class. You've had Cheryl Swoops. We talked about what Candace Parker did for every form of fashion of basketball she's played, right? And here we are kind of giving a spotlight to somebody who really hasn't, whose trajectory could take her to the next level, but she hasn't really done it quite yet. She's just in a rookie level. But anyways, so Monica calls out Stephen A. Stephen A. is acting like he doesn't know what she's talking about. He's acting like he's done enough, hence the stuck look, right? And I didn't know much about Monica. I know I've seen her before plenty of times. I didn't realize she was from Sumthin, Maryland. And in her wiki page, it says Silver Hill Road. Now, if anybody knows that part of Maryland, Sumthin for sure, and Silver Hill Road, over there is they don't just drive. Don't go on Silver Hill Road after 8 p.m. And this is
Prince George's.
Exactly. Gorgeous Prince George's, right? So that explains why, like, she's gonna stand toe to toe, and why she came back on like she did. And when somebody starts off with a term respectfully before they give you the rest of it, they about to drop the ham on you, right? So I want to go around. Let's just talk about, do you think that Monica is right? Do you think Stephen A. has used his platform to his ability the right way? Because I know there's still probably some people of the other complexion that still pays his bills and won't let him do everything he wants to do. But do you think she was right? Let's talk about it. Let's go around. Let's go around. I've done enough talking. CB, let's start with you.
I mean, if we're talking about Stephen A. Smith, his platform is self-serving, if nothing else. You know what I mean? Like, he's gonna talk about stuff, and he's gonna make sure that it gets the spotlight when it does benefit him. And we also know that in this particular space that he's in, he's been very successful, right? So he carries himself a certain way, which I think lends himself to giving those facial expressions off. You know what I mean? But like, she stuck him right there. You know what I mean? Because I do believe that in all honesty, like all the platforms could be doing more. You know what I mean? Like if there's an appetite for it, you can also these platforms, these companies, they create these narratives all the time, right? They force stuff in our face all the time. It's like, you're gonna like this. They could be doing that. You know what I mean? Like this is a transformational rookie class for no other reason than this is like the NIL era, and we've never had that before. So these girls are coming into the league with more visibility. They're already making money. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things at play, but I don't think that necessarily you can say that Stephen A is off the hook.
Dandy,
You know?
good to see you. Didn't Stephen A just make an appearance on Fox News? Geronimo, thoughts on this topic?
This is a male-dominated industry. I don't think this industry is ready for the fact that these women are beginning to have higher numbers, more popularity, and a bigger following than the industry they used to. I think they can't handle it. I think they're scared, and I think they don't know how to deal with it. That's the way I see it. What's the girl's name from Baltimore who's kicking it now? Angel
Reese.
She's in town tonight. They're playing here tonight in DC.
Yeah, my youngest daughter they took a picture of her recently, a year ago, not knowing she's going to blow up and be like one of the biggest stars in the whole freaking that whole tournament, that whole industry. And so I don't think they can deal with it. I don't think they can handle the fact that women's games might be in the next half a year to a year bigger than men's basketball. There's a possibility that is beginning to happen. I don't think the industry knows how to deal with that.
I agree. And me and my bro E Rich, we had that conversation multiple times about how the NCAA tournament, the women's tournament, is way more interested in the guys and got way better numbers. Sammy, thoughts?
So I think they touched on a few more things outside of there, but I ain't gonna dive too deep. But yeah, he basically told Monica like, "Oh, I gave you crumbs, make something work with it." You know, like, "Oh, I said something," and I'm like, "What? How is that enough? Like, you have a whole platform." And then I don't know if y'all looked a little deeper, but he later went live on his podcast and was like, "Oh, I have a whole, like my executive producer is black and this is black and that is black." Okay, well, if it's blackity black, bring the black women. Do that. So, yeah.
Smart. Okay. Sean Xavier, my bro, good to see you. Danny, good to see you. Jen Glenn, it's all right. You here. Take over. Look, no Suitland slam to take over. We know what street you from. I'm joking. Go ahead, bro.
I mean, like Sammy said, this actually goes deeper than just that soundbite for that moment, in the sense that, if we're gonna be truthfully honest, the person with the highest celebrity kind of lifestyle that brought the WNBA some light was Kobe Bryant, right? He was the one that got everybody excited about being a girl dad, or understanding that the women's game is evolving because they're skillful, if not more than some of the guys that are out there, right? They're taking it that much serious. And then with him, coaching, anybody who's coaching from, getting coached from Kobe in that sense, like those little girls is going to be sound in mind, body of everything that basketball, what we look for. Right. And the fact that his daughter was, a part of it was a big thing. And from that point on, it was then other NBA players. Right. So she called him out on a good topic, and understand that. I won't go as far as saying that they'll be as popular as the WNBA, just because the money behind it. There's always going to be that case that you're never going to be able to. You're not going to be able to beat that machine. There's too much money that's involved in that. And they are expanding. They are getting better at, their sponsors, and people are backing outside of just talking about it. They're actually putting up their money when it comes to that. Whether it's Mark Davis, you know what I'm saying, is probably the biggest one, who believed in the female, the basketball league from the jump, got his own situation, chartered the flight when he knew he was going to get fined for it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to do that to show them that you really care, and not just on some, I'm just trying to make a check off of you. So I think at the end of the day, Caitlin has brought something to the league that they haven't had, and that was, she brought the exposure that she had from college. Other ones didn't have that. They didn't have that in that moment, right? Candace Parker and all them, they didn't have, we weren't looking at them in that sense. Like CB said, the NIL deal wasn't a thing. So now the money is following them, compared to we were just following them as a name and as an entity going into a league. Now we're following the money that's attached to them. So, I mean, like I said, it's going to go deeper than just that quick soundbite. But to be honest, it's going to be who really is and who really isn't an advocate for them to actually win and to put up the money, you know, when they talk about it.
Absolutely. Good, all good points. We won't continue on that because we got a lot of stuff to get to tonight. Next, U.S. isn't ready for rich, powerful, popular black women. Absolute good point, Danny. Very good point. Next topic.
Oh, excuse me. Where's Brandon?
You better get up off
Where's
me,
Brandon?
man.
Where's Brandon?
Get away from me, bro.
No, don't.
Hey, no. Hey, you need to get. Hey. You better. I don't get off. Out right now. I don't care. Get off the street right now.
That way, Michael.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen that, that is a clip of a high school graduation, and you see Matthew Eddy walk on stage and remove or put his hands on Superintendent Rainey Briggs. Matthew Eddy, white man. That's the white guy. Superintendent Rainey Briggs, black guy. You see him come on stage, swiftly moves him across the stage. Why did he do that? Well, that was his daughter. That was Eddie's daughter getting ready to receive her diploma or go down the line and shake hands, right? Briggs, who recently retained a restraining order against Eddie, said he put his hands on him and said, "You aren't effing touching my daughter," okay? I've read some speculation that the reason why this occurred was because Eddie's daughter had, I guess, some bullying issues that was happening, and the father was pissed off or did not like the way that the school responded to it. So there's the altercation right there, right? Now that's just speculation because I've read other articles saying that they don't know why he did it. You know, there's always the race angle, obviously, white man, black guy. It's always that's race is easy, right? I still don't get, that still don't give you permission, no matter what it is, for you to put your hands on someone, especially if obviously you can hear the soundbite. The guy's telling him, "Get your hands off me." They don't know each other. Now, Matthew Eddy didn't learn the right lesson that day because he chose the right one, and he was able to walk away, nicely. He didn't have to pick him up off the ground, and he had to figure out where he was at because he chose the right one. He didn't choose the wrong one that day. He chose the right one. Now, this guy, because of whatever happened, whatever reasons he had to put his hands on this man at his daughter's graduation, took away from the moment his daughter was having that she worked hard for. She's going to receive a diploma. And 9 times out of 10, some people say high school is easy. Some people, we don't know her journey, but we know how it's getting ready to end. She's getting ready to receive her diploma. They're calling her name only for now because everything's viral. She's now a viral video, and it's associated by her dad having some issues about whatever. So let's take the speculation off the bullying. Let's take it off of racism. Her dad, we do see on video her dad ruining her moment for some reason. And she's got to eat that. She has to deal with that. So let's go around. Let's talk about this. I mean, I've talked many points I've touched on. You can speak on whatever, but let's start with you, E.
Common mistake of a adult not knowing how to communicate. The fact that he put himself in front of, his daughter in that moment shows that he, how he handles himself as a person. And it's only going to create a bigger wedge between his daughter and him, in the sense of it's bigger than her. It's, it's just, he'll do anything to make sure that it's him and not her. Like, for all of that shit could have been done after the fact. If you really got a problem with a grown, if you got a problem with a grown ass man, or let's just say the whole entire school, because everybody on this parent then had a problem with the school handling something the wrong way, and they was going down the line. It wouldn't have just been one person. It would have been a finger in everybody's face. You can get it. You can get it. You know what I mean? So you can tell what this is. This is just a classic case of not understanding and not reading the room correctly. And it's only going to make for an interesting story for his daughter going to college, who this now has to live this viral moment. So,
yeah. All right. Geronimo, thoughts?
We know in the psychology field that our nonverbal communication is really more important than our verbal communication. We much of what we communicate, over 50% of what we communicate is nonverbal. And so, I could just look at a video without even hearing things to see the tension that was building, that I could see something was going to go down. And, I would love to know what was being said right before we saw that incident. What was said afterwards, because there was a lot of negativity going on behind the scenes. And I'm a clinician. I'm, in the psychology field, so I analyze those kinds of things. And I'm saying, whoa, man, wow. Well, I like to know what they were saying before and afterwards, because somebody's ready to smack the so-and-so out of somebody.
Yeah, it was getting ready to get ugly. CB.
Yeah. I mean, it's been touched on. This man made this his daughter's moment about himself. That's the first thing. And if it was really a bullying thing, I don't think that you specifically target the one dude that looks different from everybody else on the panel. You know what I mean? I'm not buying any of the bullshit, and it's already been touched upon. It was the right, and that's the thing. My man's a superintendent. You know what I mean? It's not like he didn't work his ass off to get to that point in his career, right? And he's not gonna let some, baby ass bitch cause him to lose his job. You know what I mean? This dude is gonna have to deal with the fact that he ruined his daughter's moment, and now she is on a national, international stage, all because he's just an ass. So it's come on, man. Hopefully he does get he gets touched up somewhere, because you got to learn a lesson at some point, bro. You got to learn a lesson at some point. Doesn't matter how old you are.
Thanks, Dad.
Terrible. Imagine inviting your parent to your college graduation after that. Don't do what you did 4 years ago, because you wild for that.
Right.
I need the backstory. I really think it was probably a racial undertone behind it, but who knows? But mainly the main character here, the daughter, how sad. She's gonna remember this for the rest of her life. She's gonna be remembered for this for the rest of her life. When she go to class reunions, they're gonna be like, "Remember when your dad?" Yeah, I remember. So that's just embarrassing, on a parent level. And again, like CB said, why would you go for the superintendent? Why you not reaching for that kid's mama and daddy? If you really about that life, if you want to whoop somebody, whoop them.
Right. Do you think he even how many issues do you think the superintendent deals with on a daily basis?
And it probably didn't make it to him. Honestly.
That's my point. And so we want to, real quick before we move on, I want to talk about another dad and taking a moment to perhaps maybe embarrass his children. How do you think this guy's kids feel about him after this?
I feel the rain. 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 It's raining all over me. I'm moist. I'm moist. Call and response, I said I'm moist. I'm moist. Good God, I'm moist. I'm moist. Yes, I am. Rain all over me. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. Yes, I am. I'm saturated. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm damp. I'm damp. I'm damp. I'm damp. Lord, I'm damp.
Remove that video.
I'm not
All of your devices.
I'm not gonna remove that video. You know, I got Kendall playing that. Kendall plays that clip when they show.
It's incredible.
Shout out to Kendall.
It's a movement.
Shout out to
Damn.
All right. We're back. All right. We got some business to conduct tonight, y'all. Let's
The ham sandwich.
let's get ready to move on. All right, where are we at? We're here. It is time for our special Black Business Series guest, Mr. Geronimo Robinson, Matthew C. Horne's book publishing company, Lightning Fast Book Publishing's featured author. Geronimo Robinson is our special guest tonight. Welcome. This is your portion, Geronimo. We're gonna go round for round. Each one of us got a question for you, and just tell us a bit about yourself. Let's start that off. So let everybody know who you are. Give us a little bit of background on your knowledge, because that bio is got some. That bio is nice. It's a nice read. So that's who you are.
Yeah. Well, live in the nation's capital, represent nation's capital, and I live in Georgetown, one of the prettiest upper class neighborhoods in the city, which was built by Blacks. It is a Black neighborhood, because in many instances we've done things where people don't know what we've done. And what we know is that in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they just bombed that whole neighborhood, because they said, we need to get rid of this. This is too much going on. Too much is happening here. So, they just bombed the whole neighborhood. Well, in Georgetown, they say, we can't bomb this neighborhood because it's too close to the White House. Oh, every time a Black person sells their home, let's put a covenant on the deed saying no more Blacks will ever be allowed to buy this home again. So over a period of about 60 to 100 years, it became a white neighborhood. I live here. I represent. I'm proud of what we're doing. I actually have a Juneteenth event coming up on Juneteenth to celebrate the fact that Georgetown is a Black neighborhood, and some of the original families who never left are coming to this event. Having taken place.
My best
area. So man, I represent native Southern boy from Norfolk, Virginia. My father's from Texas, right near where Sammy's family represents. Come from Orange, Texas. They had to spend a lot of time fighting back. I was named Geronimo because my father fought back. His ancestors, a lot of fighting, and that's how they survived.
Nice.
So I'm published this book. Graduate of the University of Virginia, graduate of Harvard. Harvard had a really nice event celebrating when I left. I was so happy when I left.
Our guest in the crowd, Jen Glenn, her daughter just graduated from Harvard last week, I believe.
Nice. They were very happy when I left that place. I was president of the Black Student Union, so I spent a lot of time protesting. And my going away president of Harvard actually had a nice going away present for him. I had an event, there no such thing as podcast at the time. I had an event which documented and had two speakers come in to talk about how the ancient Egyptians colonized ancient Europe. And we brought civilization to Europe. A couple of thousand people came to the event, brothers and sisters. It was a wonderful thing, but they just really were happy when I left.
Okay. Very good. So I'm going to lead off the questions as I typically do. You recently wrote a book. That's why you're here. So
Yes.
Tell us the name of the book, where we can find it, and just the basis behind the book, and how long it took you to write it.
Yeah. So this was a labor of love for a good 20-something years, because you have life things going on. You got kids. I had take care of both my parents. I have a brother who had a disability who was targeted by the government because he was working in the civil rights movement. So I became his person to help take care of my brother after that happened. Much respect to my brother. Again, folks, I'm a little different, which I might be used to. I come from a background of fighters. Okay. And so it took me a while to get this thing done, but Spain, Brazil, Moses, and Coltrane, Africa Redefined, basically talks about how Spain was colonized by the ancient Moors who were Black. Brazil has the largest amount of people of African descent outside of Africa, of any country on earth. So their connection with Africa is pretty profound. Moses was raised by Black Egyptians. So, the things that he came up with, we know are very clearly connected to the things that his adopted parents taught him. You can't cut those things away from each other. And then of course John Coltrane, one of the great jazz artists, who is indicative of, symbolic of the literature, the science, the sports, the technology, all the things that Black America did to make this country the most powerful nation that ever existed. Africa redefined and talks about how we need to take back these places and understand that the United States of America, in my humble opinion to my audience, is a part of Africa.
Nice. Sammy.
Dang, you could have told me something before I started sipping on my drink. Okay, so I read a little of your bio, and I wanted to know, what was it like creating and navigating a space as a Black man in the opera scene? Like, how was that?
In the opera scene?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was really cool back in Baltimore. Yeah, because I'm former president of the Municipal Opera Company of Baltimore. So what we saw happening in Baltimore, which happens other places, is that the Baltimore Opera Company during the 90s and the early 2000s, it was before that, wouldn't take Black people to sing. So, I thought segregation was over with, folks. I thought that was anyway. So the Municipal Opera Company of Baltimore, we took in Blacks, Asians, Hispanics. We gave them a start. We let them perform in our different opera performances in different places in Baltimore. And then we send them to Europe. They go to Europe and they get famous. Then they come back and they're, oh my God, this person's just wonderful. It's great, because they went to Europe. Once Europeans accept them, they can come back then and be more recognized and get into some of the mainstream opera companies. So we help give people a chance who didn't have that before. But what was really cool is that we would go into Baltimore public schools and we would teach the opera lessons to little kids, and they loved it. Those little kids, and we got scholarships from the city, and we go in and just work with them. And that was so cool to do that. I miss doing that. That was a very cool thing. So yeah, we were, and we did our operas in English. So it was very easy for people to come in and understand what we were singing. We wanted to be an opera for everybody, but that really, connected to my undergraduate work as, person with a degree in music theory back in the day. So I want to connect with that. Even I went off into the mental health field as I got older, but I want to connect with that music. The Municipal Opera Company of Baltimore allowed me to do that.
Okay. Nice. Can we get a few notes? Maybe? No?
That's right. Sam, let me tell you, we were doing this one performance in downtown, and I started to sing something, and one of the opera performers said, Geronimo, you're great at being a leader. Don't leave your day job, though. Don't leave your day job. Don't try to sing.
They did you dirty. They did you dirty.
There are a lot of people in the chat that want everybody to hit that like and subscribe button. So make sure everybody does that. There we go. All right. E, my bro.
All right. So I don't know if you can see the name underneath my tagline. It says Black Wall Street. That's why Cleo probably kind of gave you a little insight. Like I'm definitely pro us and definitely, doing our thing. And you said Tulsa. He can tell you, I've been repping that. That was Black Wall Street was my thing from ages ago, because I know about our history, and I definitely try to educate in that. Question I have for you though is, do you find it hard in the sense of the younger generation grasping that information? Because your generation, or even mine, I mean, I gotta say it, was history books, right? Like actually going to find the information and not just allowing some teacher that sat up in front of a classroom and read from a book that was written by some people who didn't really know what was going on and who only wanted us to know certain things.
Right.
Do you notice, how does that transition of what you're writing really kind of bridge the gap for the younger generation that may not know this information, or they don't know how to find it? You know what I mean? Because they're so used to just going to the internet.
Yeah, there is a concerted effort these days to block some of this information. It seems to me as though things are going backwards in terms of information about what Blacks really do, what Blacks really did. I don't think people really understand why Tulsa was bombed. I don't think people really get You know, we said we don't know the story about it, right? But think about it. That was a black business district. And had it continued on the way it was going, it might have surpassed Wall Street in New York. Most people don't understand that. And there were black business districts all over the country. Most people don't know that, brother.
No, they know it on they know it on this podcast because I tell them all the damn time.
Good. I don't think
they know it. I tell them all the damn time. They were scared that we was going to build that on, and it was going to be in other cities. And then you allowing us to get that type of leverage was only going to make you. It made them uncomfortable. That's what it did.
Yes, but we were doing it all over the country, and then since their efforts to block that with Tulsa didn't work, right? So y'all all know what happened in the 1990s. No, I'm sorry, the 70s and 80s. You know what the federal government did with the interstate system. You know what they did, right? The interstate system was when they created. They said, you know what? We still got these black business districts all over the country. Let's build an interstate system where we go through all the black neighborhoods and tear them down and keep all the white neighborhoods, all the white business districts. So now, even today, when you drive through certain cities, Philadelphia and so forth, you see these deserted areas, and in the white neighborhoods are still the businesses thriving. That was a conscious, intentional, concerted effort to once and for all try to stop those black business districts from surviving, from thriving, from doing well. And it was a brilliant plan. It really was.
Yeah. CB.
I mean, it's powerful stuff, man. Geronimo, I guess one of the musicians on the podcast, how was that transition for you originally going to school, you know, the music theory you were talking about, and then, you know, deciding later on that, you know, your passion was somewhere else?
Yeah, so I throughout my life, everything I've done, I have tried as much as possible to respect and honor my ancestors. I'm the first person of color to get a degree in music theory from the University of Virginia. And so what I was in the classes, whenever they would talk about Webern and different other, or probably Beethoven and some of those other authors too, some of those composers, I would turn my chair around and look to the back. And my professor said, oh, Lord, here we go again. This nigga was going to come in here. This is like, we integrated that. You don't need to do all this. And they were so frustrated with me because I refused to sit there and listen to that nonsense because these guys were Nazis who came up with certain types of German music. And I wouldn't face the front. I turned them to the back. And so I kept up with that in terms of saying, hey, okay, I can do this opera stuff. I can help people of color and children get enriched about music. And we did black operas by black composers and stuff. So that was my way of keeping up with the music since I went on to the mental health field and did other things, you know. And then in my book, a good section of the book talks about jazz, what I call African-American atonal music, and talks about the complexity, the sophistication, the incredible gift that jazz is given to the whole planet. You know, so yeah, man. So I'm trying to tie things together, and it's not easy because again, people get a little bit threatened with people like myself, man. Because I'm not talking this nonsense to people. You know, a lot of my schoolmates at Harvard, I won't call some names like Barry. Oh, won't call his name. Some schoolmates, very compliant and very friendly and busy smelling themselves because they were doing so well. And I got there and say, I'm the most racist mother so I've ever seen them. And I just run on and I would confront people. What did you say? Did you say something to me? I would confront. I did, man. So, you know, I'm sorry. I got to be me. Like,
no, be you. No, look, do what you got to do. Okay, so my next question. I'm a marketing guy, right? I see a lot of the vision before we put it into play, like where I want to take certain things and how I'm going to get there, and you know, colors and all this stuff. So, what's been some of the things you've done to make sure that people hear about your book or are able to purchase your book? Are you doing signings, or like just tell me the different things you've gone about doing, trying to make sure that your book reaches the masses?
Yeah, so I'm doing like podcasts. This is like the third podcast I've done. Politics and Prose is going to have a a nice book signing for me on July the 18th. They're going to have me come in and talk about my book at the Union Market store in downtown DC. I think they're going to do another book signing for me at maybe Busboys and Poets. And then also, I think my publishers got me set up with Barnes and Nobles. That's the next one I think we're going to do after Politics and Prose. So I'm going to speak at those places, have a chance to talk about the book. And you keep the book up for a second. The picture you see on there is a picture of the Alhambra Palace in Spain. And that was a really cool picture to have because when I was in Spain, looking at these beautiful palaces, and just to mess with people, I say to the Spanish, who built the palace? And the Spanish, well, we went on and talked. Well, who built it? Were the Moors? Yeah, we don't really want. And I just enjoyed myself. Just asking them who built. Were they black? Yeah, well, they were black. I'm sorry. I hate to ask y'all. I don't want y'all kicking me out of your country. But on the other hand, these things were done by Moors. They knew Moors were black. So, I put that on the front cover just as an example of, really trying to show people the incredible influence, the amazing things that people of color in Africa has done to it, and how we need to redefine some of these places because of the incredible influence. So I'm doing the book signings, and guys, I want to say this to you too in terms of marketing. I have a suspicion that my book is going to do really well in Brazil. So, and I've got some contacts now. I met some people when I was in Cartagena last summer who are professors in Brazil, and I'm going to see if I can get it translated first of all, and then talk to them about Brazil because I have a suspicion they're really going to enjoy this book because they're going through a different stage. America's in this kind of post, Black Panther stage, post, Black Power stage. We've already done all that. Some of these other countries, they're just getting into some of that more. So it's gonna be really interesting. I think it's gonna be enjoyed as much outside the country as in the country. Is what I'm hoping.
Nice, okay. Sammy.
Okay, so in the mental health field, what are some things you're doing to incorporate like more positivity in the Black family?
So I'm gonna take you back to Botswana for a minute, okay? Because there has been some international efforts in trying to limit Africa's influence on the planet. And I believe that anything happening to Africa is also very much connected to Black America. The same way the US government feels that anything that's going on in Europe is very important to the development of the United States. I feel that same way. So I was over there one time and I noticed that they had a lot of orphans who had no parents because of AIDS. So I came up with a plan to help identify orphans with special needs and make sure they got the help they needed for the entire country. And they have universal health care in Botswana. There's no starving babies, and they have a higher literacy rate than children in the US. And whenever I tell people that, Africa, they can't have a higher literacy. No, yes, they can. They read better than kids in the US. So I decided, and I brought other experts with me over there, and we helped them develop a plan to make sure they rehabilitate the orphans. And so they did it for the whole country. It's very cool. So I'm very thankful. So so I'm really into looking at how I can develop children in Africa. And now I'm doing this book because I really want to focus more on being back in the US and getting the message out about how we can support our families here. And my Juneteenth event is going to be an event to honor the Black family and the resilience, the strength and resilience of the human spirit of our people. That's what that event is going to be for.
That's awesome.
For that. And I'm going to wait for the homeless kids in DC.
Before you go, I'm going to at least get to the chat real quick. Katrina says, what is the percentage of Blacks left in Georgetown?
So they are near the corner. Well, I shouldn't say that exact address. But there's a half a dozen families who are there. And they are the descendants of the original people who built Georgetown. And they're coming to my event. So it's about a half a dozen or so families, no more than that, because again, the DC government found a way to make sure that eventually it became a white neighborhood, even though we still know it's a Black neighborhood.
Okay. Bros, beer, whiskey. Risa, good to see you. Bianca, good to see you. All right, E, go ahead, bro.
So I asked this question to other guests who have the know-how when we talk about Tulsa, we talk about this. But clearly what better shirt that I should have on is the marathon, which was Nip wanting to, buy the land, right? Uplift and kind of do is, bring the stuff to us where we own the block, right? The question I have for you is, can we get Black Wall Street again? And why not? If so, yes or no, why or why not? Do you see that happen again? Do you see us really putting that in to the space where we can make that happen?
I'm gonna tell you how I feel. This is gonna sound controversial, but again, I like being controversial. I think that we should go to Africa and do it all over again. I think we should. There's areas where we just go build that kind of infrastructure, business infrastructure, or doing all kinds of amazing things. And I don't think it's because of white conservatives. I think it's because of white liberals. I think that America has just become a place where the right and the left both don't have our best interest in mind, and we try to block us. As a businessman, as a scholar, I've seen what he tried to do to me when I started a Black mental health agency in Georgia. It was the largest mental health agency outside of Atlanta in the state of Georgia back in the early 2000s. It just blew up because the quality was so good. And the state found a way to cut my funding so that it eventually had to scale back tremendously because they couldn't have a Black male and a Black-owned company doing better than the white companies all throughout the state of Georgia. So, but it was very sneaky how they did it because they cut my funding and said, we got new computers for Medicaid. We got to stop paying you for about 3 or 4 months. What? Wait a minute. And then the white-owned companies, they could sustain it. I couldn't sustain that because I was a privately owned company. But they were so threatened by what we were doing, changing lives, helping people, and they were all liberal white people. These were conservative. Well, some were, but so yeah. So I just don't have the belief that this country, right and left, not just the right, no.
But not even at a small level. And I don't mean to make this a conversation because everybody knows I'm passionate about this, right? Because like we do a Black business series.
Okay.
And not everybody, but let's just say we've had fellas, like, let me know if I'm right or wrong. We've had about, let's say 4 or 5 people that are from the DMV area.
Okay.
Right? You can't go to, and this is what I learned. I told them this when I got there. I'm from California. I get out to the East Coast and I see all these Black people and I see strip malls, right? You guys got these little strip malls.
Right.
And you guys got carryouts. You guys got all these things everywhere. And this is supposed to be one of the richest Black counties or areas in the United States, correct?
Whole country. I mean, whole planet.
Right?
Yeah, large amount of people, Black entrepreneurs.
And we don't own not one strip mall. We don't have not one strip mall in PG County or in DC or in Maryland that the whole entire strip mall is Black owned.
Right. But when I grew up as a child in Norfolk, a whole section of the city was all Black businesses. I grew up with that. See, and I think that's what people are missing. They have made such intentional efforts to stop us from being the kind of entrepreneurs we were before. Most people don't know that back in Norfolk, where I come from, there are beautiful Black neighborhoods where Blacks still live. The downtown areas where Blacks had a whole neighborhoods of businesses, entire malls, but there were Black businesses. That's been stripped away. They found sneaky ways to get rid of that. I don't think people understand the intentionality that's taking place by the U.S. government to stop some of the things that we have been doing that I'm used to as a child. People don't get it. And nor do most people understand where some of the biggest income inequality came from. Most people don't know, starting from the very beginning, when after slavery, when they told Blacks, hey, what do you want? In terms of reparations, Blacks said, I want 40 acres of mule. U.S. government said, fine, we'll start giving it to you. They said, oh, we don't want Blacks having that much land. We don't want Blacks having that kind of economic strength. So guess what? They switched it and started giving reparations to the white slave owners to pay them back for the loss of income, but not be able to have slaves anymore. Most people don't know that. They're not familiar with that.
Yep.
They're really not. So that income equality started a while ago, and it kept doing different types of activities over a period of time to get us to a point where you don't see these many black strip malls like you're talking about. That was concerted effort. Now, are individual blacks still doing well? There's a lot of Prince George's County blacks who are doing extremely well. They got good businesses, their positions and architects and things. They're doing well. But when you ask me about, the kind of thing we had in terms of a Black Wall Street or, a whole economic system, I think we should maybe go in maybe a Wakanda kind of thing in Africa.
Yeah.
Come on.
Wakanda forever.
CB.
Geronimo, was there always the passion for a book, or is that something that came just after gathering all the experience and the life lessons, or was it something that you always set out to do, or it just grew organically?
So it grew after I started going to these different countries and seeing some countries such as Spain and Israel being very hesitant to talk about the African influence, and then going to other parts of the world like Brazil, where it's, oh wow, these people they're very much into this. Let me start writing about it. Let me record what I'm seeing here, because there's been such a powerful influence on these places. Some places like it, and then some places really don't want to talk about it at all. And I really enjoy talking about the Spain because they really don't like you talking about this.
Nice. All right. I guess this is probably like the last round. I got a two-parter, but so I don't know what you guys got left. But so in your bio, talks about a lot of places you were invited to, right? And my question for you is there one place that you haven't been invited to yet that's on your list of places that you got to be invited to talk about your book or to do whatever?
Oh, wow. I really want to be invited to Brazil. I think I'm going to have a time in my life. Well, I've been there to do my research, but I really look forward to having a chance to talk about the Black and the African influence on the samba, the rumba, the religions, the candomblé, the dances capoeira, all the things that make Brazil such an amazing place. I would love to go down there and talk and say that, hey, Black Americans are aware of your culture and your beautiful influence that you've sent to the whole world with your music and your dance and your art. So I want to get to them and talk to them about what they've done. And I was hoping to get to, I've been to Moscow. I was hoping to get there before this war to talk about some things with them too, but didn't make it. They read my articles in the University of Kyiv before they were attacked. So yes, I found it a very interesting place, man, because they've been interested in some of my work over there. Nice. Interestingly enough.
Nice. I had a two-part, but go ahead. We can move. Sammy, you got anything?
Yeah, I got one last question. So as a Black professional, how do you navigate like networking to all these other places? Like, you are very well versed. It seems like you've been a lot of places, had a lot of opportunities. How did you manage to make all this happen?
So one key to this is when you can, don't use your own money to go these places. So,
okay, I'm with that one.
So I would go to a country, or I would meet people and say, hey, well, no, let me talk about what happened in South Africa to get me in Botswana. So I was on my way with a White House delegation to go speak in South Africa, give speeches, blah, blah, blah. The lady who was leading the delegation was a racist. So I had to tell her a couple things about herself. And then, so people from Botswana found out I was coming to South Africa. So they emailed me and said, hey, will you come to Botswana? I said, well, what are y'all going to do to help me out? When you fly over, everything else is covered. We're going to put you up in hotels. We're going to, feed you, whatever. So I got there and started seeing the work I want to do with orphans. So over the period of 2 or 3 years, every time I come, they put me up in a nice Black-owned hotel or Black-owned, property. And then you feed me, take me places. So that was really cool. And then I go to Europe to University of Cyprus. That I spoke over there, take people with me to go speak over there. So once we got there, they would pay for everything. So while I'm over there, when I'm over in Botswana, I travel to other places. I see all these things I want to do. I would see things I'm interested in. So again, using some other people's resources to help me to do things I want to do for myself over a period of years.
Nice. E, anything?
Yeah. So, not to beat the dead horse with the Black Wall Street. No. So what do you see as far as like the generation in regards to like your books, and would you do something differently on the way that you've kind of gone your path with either writing books or getting your information out there, like starting a certain time? Do you feel like there would have been a better pivot somewhere where you would have said I would have done this differently? Is there anything that you see in that based upon the information that you're putting out there?
That's an excellent question, and actually everything is evolving, because when I first started the book, there was no such thing as the internet. There was no such thing as cell phones. So I started writing with the lady using a typewriter. And then I had to change it to something called a floppy disk. I had to change it to that.
Wow.
And then I had to change it to WordPerfect 4 point something.
Wow.
And I kept saying, why do I got to do all this? It's Geronimo. Everybody's changing now, man. You got to change over. And so I said, wow. And so, and so now in my publisher, Matthew was saying, Geronimo, we got to use the internet to get your word out there. So it would have been good to start this book and this journey on a different way. But it wasn't the way I could start it. But I'm happy with what I have now. And what I really want to do too is I really like to take some young people eventually to these different countries where I write about and show them how Black people built these things. That would be really cool.
Nice.
So if I get enough money, I would try to do something like that. And also I want to take young people. I like to give them a tour of Harvard, the Black tour, to show them where the Black people were. And all the protests and marches and stuff just took place and everything. So yeah, so I got things, and I just want to remind everybody that again, my schoolmates at those different schools really don't want to talk about me. People go to these institutions do so to become leaders, elected officials and stuff. And I told Harvard to kiss my Black so and so in a way when I left. So it's again, I'm a little different, but I think it's okay. I hope you guys are tolerating me.
Yeah, no, so real quick, you said you would love to get, take young Black kids to these countries that you talk about a lot, right? And just so we can see the experience. So whenever that grant comes in and that money comes in, you got 3 in an honorary right here that you can take to your country and show them how it's happening over there. So just remember we are Something Else podcast.
Cool.
Any questions, bro?
Sounds good.
Geronimo, I guess with the process that it was for this book to come together, is there any immediate desire to do another one, or is there really just a sole focus on this one for now and then? Bunk. Is there? Sorry. Is there a desire to do another book? Is there more content? Is there more stuff that you have to share?
I think that it's becoming kind of clear to me that I really need to do more about Black Georgetown and about we live in a false narrative in this country where we think that everything's nice, the beautiful neighborhoods, the beautiful buildings were built by people who are not people of color. And it's a false narrative we live through, and I lived through it myself. So I really need to talk about this false narrative that a lot of Blacks don't know anything about what happened. And then we had, E. Richards talking about, we don't have one strip mall, that's Black owned or whatever. But again, there was an entire mall where I was going to, we had all Black stores as a kid. That was normal for me, man. That was normal for me. Some things happened and changed to get us to this point, and we don't know where we came from. So if you don't know where you came from, it's hard to know where you're going and the potential you already have to move forward. So I need to get this stuff out there because there's not a lot of incentive for a lot of Black professionals who are having certain education to talk about this because they want to remain visible and noticed and recognized and liked by the majority of the community. And again, I'm not talking about the conservatives. I'm talking about conservatives and liberals. And I don't follow that, man. I can't. I got to be me. Like Sammy Davis said, I got to be me, man.
Yeah, look, hold on. It's awesome. So, as we get ready to close out the interview portion, the Black Business Series interview portion with Geronimo Robinson, let everyone know where they can find you at on social media, where we can buy the book, as we transition into some funner things with the show. So let everyone know where they can find you social media and where they can purchase the book.
Yeah, so you can purchase the book at GeronimoRobinson.com. It's available. You can get it at other places too, the bookstores and stuff, because they're getting ready to roll it out soon this summer. Like Politics and Prose, anybody who's in the DC area, Politics and Prose and Union Market, they're going to have a book signing for me on July 18th in the evening after like 6 o'clock. So, y'all have the books there and we can sign them and so forth. So, but, GeronimoRobinson.com is where you can order the books. And then again, Black-Georgetown at Eventbrite.com is where the Juneteenth is. There you go. You have the link up there. Yep. Hosting the event, which a lot of people are looking forward to. And, I hope it's not going to be too radical. But
Are you on like Instagram or Facebook or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Geronimo Robinson, and on Instagram as well.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to get information out there.
We'll help you get it out there. Yeah, we got you. We'll help you put it out there.
I appreciate that, man.
We appreciate your time. So, in the show, look, you are far from being done on the show, because we gave you a little bit of homework and we talked behind the scenes. What's getting ready to happen.
No doubt.
So we ask all of our guests, every single one of them, their top three. And what we mean by top three is top three movies of all time, top three albums of all time, and typically we start with the movies. So, give us your top three movies of all time.
Who's supposed to start?
You. No, it's you.
Oh, me. Okay.
Yeah. Top three.
Okay, so number one movie is a movie called Quilambu. That's a Brazilian movie, and it's about the independent Black African states that existed in Brazil during slavery.
Okay.
So, and then the second one is the autobiography of Jane Pittman. Which
I know that one.
Yeah. And Star Trek 4. If you ask me why I like Star Trek 4, Dr. King told Nichelle Nichols, you cannot leave Star Trek. That's the only TV show I let my children watch.
Nice.
And Star Trek 4 really connects the whole climate change thing years ago with what's going on now in terms of not preserving this planet the way we should.
Okay. All right. Let's go to this. Let's dive into these albums. Top three albums.
So, of course, DC person got to represent what's going on. Marvin Gaye.
Okay.
He is the man. He is the man. And then next one is going to be looking at Happy Day, Edward Hawkins Singers, which is just an amazing thing, and it's amazing gospel album. And then Stevie Wonder represent Songs in the Key of Life. You can't
go. There you go. We've heard the Marvin Gaye, we've heard the Stevie Wonder a couple of times, but yeah, I look, those albums are I discovered definitely Key of Life. Did more of a deep dive during the pandemic because we were just sitting in the house.
Yeah.
And I just did a musical dive, and I knew the songs, but I never really dove into it. So that was the moment where it was a lot of music being discovered. So
yeah.
And look, that is awesome. That is awesome. There's some awesomeness getting ready to happen on the show. It's time for Dimitri's favorite segment.
Yeah, she get to the cash when she walk. She look like a bad when she walk. She get to the cash when she walk. She look like a bad when she walk. Girl, do it, do it, do it.
All right. It's the first Thursday of the month, and it is time for Patty Behavior. What'd you say?
I'm waiting for it.
Please.
Sammy, welcome here. Okay.
I can't.
All right. So what do you got for us tonight, Sammy, with baddie behavior?
All right, tonight this is a more interactive baddie behavior. I need you guys' participation. So there's been a thing that I've been studying for a long time. When I get on social media, social platforms, I noticed that men do not like wedges. Like I I don't know what the beef is. Like I found multiple. Like I have a study. Kaleo, drop my study. Drop my study. Look at this. Look at this. Men cannot stand wedges. Okay, I don't know what it is about them. I mean, some of them provided like what it is about them. You know, if you read some of this, if you want a man to leave you alone, put some wedges on.
Shoes is wild.
The minivan of shoes. So yeah, this will be interactive. We're gonna call this bad and batter. Bad will actually be good, and batter will actually be terrible. Okay, so we're gonna put some wedges up to the test. Y'all gonna let us know if y'all rocking with one of these pairs, or if you're not rocking with one of these pairs. So we got our first two pairs up. Are y'all vibing with either of these pairs of wedges?
The answer that I want to say is
go ahead, CB.
Come on, Glenn. She said the internet is alive.
I'm already on the internet, so it really depends on the feet that are in the wedges. Like, in all honesty, like
that's a good one. That's
really where it goes.
I have to disagree, because if I see some feet in those on the right, even if they're pretty, where are you going?
Them is Sister Odessa. Them is Sister Odessas.
That's the first lady 11s. That's the first lady of the church.
Negative. You will not disrespect the first lady of any church around these parts. My Dukes would never wear no shit like this. And how dare you? But matter of fact, let me get her to sign on real quick. Definitely deny that.
I could see somebody's first lady in those shoes. The orange ones don't look too bad. They don't look too outdated. They look like they could possibly make it somewhere.
How about if it's a chair? You know what? I've seen the wedge chair. I know what Yo Chuck is talking about. They got that big wedge kind of chair. Monica, these are like
them joints are terrible on the right for sure. Them shits.
They both batter.
They both batter? Dang! I thought the orange ones would have made the bad. Wait.
I'll see.
Them joints look like orange sickle cloud kickers.
Okay.
No,
okay.
So I would
definitely try to pull out the orange ones.
Those are platforms that he had the fishes in the bottom of it.
So there's a difference between platforms.
No, that's why I didn't say that. That's why I was. All right. Okay. There you go.
All right. So the next pair. So we got the Moses 12s, and it looks like the Malibu Barbie 2s. So what are are either of these bad, or are they both badder? Which ones are we doing? Geronimo, I need you to chime in too. You gotta let me know.
The black ones look like badder. I'm sorry, that's kind of.
Why are the pink ones tied like that?
I mean, what's wrong with tie-up heels?
I'm scared.
You know what that is, CB? They like to make it look like the, little hot dog packets. You know what I'm saying? When they cut their skin off.
Look, Geronimo knows people part of the civil rights movement. None of them would ever wear.
Why you got to go there? Why you got to go there, brother? Why you got to go there? Leave my civil rights sisters out of this.
They were not.
So both of these are better.
It's not too
The
good.
black ones can be tolerated. I mean, you know, I could.
Kaleo, you said the black ones could be
tolerated. They're less presence. They're less.
But not the pink ones?
The pink ones have too much of a presence.
But the black ones?
Look, I mean,
what have you learned from me on this segment at all? Like, have you learned anything?
The black ones are the Coretta.
Coretta fours. On the world's a Coretta four.
Lord, Kaleo, you might have to, sit the next round out. Okay. So these next two pairs, which ones? I mean, I feel like one of these could be bad. One of these could be badder. The choice is yours.
Now, okay, here we go. The one that first, the legs is making me want that one badder. Oh, bad. No, bad. The man.
Okay.
Bad.
And you was really about to get this on.
Well, look, the legs is making things happen. So that's bad.
Come on,
so I'll agree with that. And it's just like a neutral tone, so it doesn't just stand out. Like, yeah, I'll go with those as being bad, and other ones, I mean, I dated somebody that would wear that shoe.
You what? Kaleo.
I dated somebody that would probably wear that other.
I bet you her name was Sheila, wasn't it? It was Sheila, wasn't it?
Names aren't necessary.
What decade was she born in?
Well,
was that the cougar that made you the pot roast?
You know what? This is out of hand.
They don't know about her.
This is out of hand.
You can't be putting the business out.
Did you say Thompson's funeral home?
So far, y'all have failed. Y'all have really failed me here.
Born on the pinky toe.
I might have to start doing baddie pop quizzes to make sure y'all are paying attention, because this is unacceptable.
Yeah. Look. First of all, hold on. You're asking guys at this point, like you talking about dudes that wear Jordans and Yeezys.
Y'all here for my segment, and y'all be looking at women's feet.
Yeah, well, that's true. So
exactly. Next. All right.
I thought those black ones were motorcycle.
From right to left, we got something else, and something that belongs to a leprechaun. So go ahead.
The last ones are probably the best looking ones out of all those.
The black ones?
Are those brown? The ones
the tannish. Okay.
They're not bad. They're not bad.
Okay.
I don't understand the black ones enough to pick those. I gotta see a better picture. And then the pink ones.
Comment down, because there's a pearl at the back of the black ones that really stresses me out. There's a pearl. And it really why?
That's a pearl.
You know what? There's somebody in the comments that I know for a fact will wear these shoes. I'm not gonna call her out.
Oh,
but I know that somebody in the comments will wear these, and you do not deserve my friendship for wearing these. I'm gonna say that. So yeah, okay.
The black shoes are like you wear them.
The 10s are bad. The pink ones, they don't.
Hold on, Geronimo, go ahead. Say what you about to say about the black shoes.
The black shoes like something the woman's wearing when she's giving a tire guy up.
There you go. That's
you be into that?
No, I have no knowledge of it.
How you getting them trips paid for? Now I see.
No, I just heard about no.
Oh,
Jesus. So.
Sister's got the whips and everything, you know what I mean?
Whips and wedges.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is that a new segment?
I'm sorry.
That's the new segment.
Yeah.
Whips and wedges.
Hold on, wait. Hold on.
Yeah. She get to the cash when she walk. She look like a bad when she walk. She get to the cash when she walk. She look like a bad when she walk. Girl, do it, do it, do it.
And after you finish getting whipped and wearing wedges, you might be hungry. So take Geronimo. If you never had the DC Shot Pie, this is a black-owned Chicago deep dish pizza that is the official pizza of the We Are Something Else podcast. Save 10%. WRSE10. Shout out to Grant. Shout out to Margaret, the wonderful people at DC Shot Pie. Nice. They actually have a storefront coming over there by the convention center. So.
Nice.
They got the steak and cheese, like the salmon pesto. They got regulars, but then they got homage to DC. So they got the Georgetown, which is called the Euro. Then they got the Big Chair, fried chicken and mambo sauce pizza, and they got the Drop the Bomb bread pudding. So, look, if you're in a mood for, and he's Grant is a Black Business Series guest. He's been on the show plenty of times.
Nice. Where's the website? Where's the?
It's they're on this. Well, the DC Shot Pie. And I can send it to you. The DC Shot Pie. Okay. But yeah, they're black owned. They've been here, been on the show a few times.
Nice.
Yeah. So
very nice.
Black business. So real quick, we started the Black Business Series during the pandemic when we all got shut down. We're trying to figure out how we can navigate through the podcast space because there was tons of podcasts out here. Everybody was just told, how can we navigate our space? And we decided, you know what? Let's target Black businesses. And what we found during the pandemic was Black businesses really weren't struggling because we are resourceful.
That's right.
And we were thriving during the pandemic. We actually did like a 6 to 7 month run of Black businesses, right, CV? Talking about once a week for 6-7 months. We did straight Black businesses every Thursday.
What? That's great.
Yeah. So, and we try to keep the series around because it's just, it just works. It's just amazing.
Nice.
So, all that said, and opinions have been formed at this point about certain people. And there's one more person, at least on this panel, Geronimo, that if you have an opinion about this person, it may change quick. My guy, my bro.
Yo, Dimitri gotta be stopped, bro. He gotta be stopped. He gotta be stopped.
I've been watching the whole month and he
Look. Hey, yo, shut up, bro. See, this is why I used to get in trouble, like in school, for laughing at everybody else who's like telling jokes. All right, so listen.
Kendall be walking here, bro.
All right, listen. Full disclaimer, I was about to cut this segment because I didn't think it was going to fit the show. But we here, and Sammy kind of helped lead into this now. So right, we're already here. We've already gone left. Geronimo, just continue down this road with us. It'll be all right. So listen, my segment is it just eat? And I say shit and I say things that are what we consider unpopular or people just don't want to say it. One of my biggest, kind of is it just moments is that lemon pepper wings are really trash. They're not good. I think people just hype them up for whatever reason because some fat boy named Rick Ross decided to say something about it and everybody decided to start eating lemon pepper wings, right? Or depending on how you eat an Oreo, I would consider you a serial killer if you don't really just take if you don't snap the Oreo open and you just, if you don't eat it separately. Anyway.
Okay.
So with that being said, this week's
all right.
Kendall always seems to just the West Coast is in the house. Anyway, shout out to Kendall. All right, so listen, for this week's Is It Just E? I had a question. I have a serious question. The serious question is there's a relative kind of stereotype that females like to steal guys' hoodies, right? It's I don't know. They want to, have a something from that person or whatever it is. So, females that even Ari Lennox has this song called Hoodie. Right. And it's a whole thing. And females love taking guys' hoodies. So my question is the equivalent of a female taking a guy's hoodie, the man collecting the girl's panties, which clearly should have her scent, right? Smells like her. Is that the equivalent? Because it's like they take articles. We clearly can't wear their shit. So what is it? Is that the equivalent? And shout out to the girl that's wearing the PJ hoodie, because I don't know who she might have got that from, CB. So
why it gotta be CB?
Yeah,
CB.
Yeah, you know why it's better be CB.
Yeah, CB. Yeah, you CB.
Don't be
So, Sammy, since you know you the resident female on the platform, I know they already don't get it. What you think about this? Is it just E?
Hell no,
you can't take a bonnet like
bonnet.
You can't say I've had underwear taken and kept. So I don't know if it's as equivalent. I think I would have more t-shirts / hoodies than a guy having more of my panties. Because first of all, how am I going to find them if you're taking out my panties? I don't have much. Like I don't have time.
I say to you about taking it like y'all take shit from off of us. Y'all take shit off of us.
The
Y'all be like,
panties
let me get that
on.
hoodie.
It's covered. It's carrying the scent, ain't it? You said it right.
I'm just saying. I'm asking the question. Like, what's the equivalent?
It's carrying the scent. I mean, honestly, just take a bonnet. She'll remember you better. She gonna look for her bonnet before she look for her panties. I don't.
Is that why he yelled passion fruit, Dimitri?
God damn it.
Yeah.
She took my draws, Lenny Williams. You're right. She took my draws.
Yeah.
Wild.
Hey,
Geronimo.
what do y'all think? Sammy said no. So what do y'all think?
What am I taking? If she take my hoodie,
I mean, we know we can't take them. We can't take the lashes because you know they're gonna be looking for them. Them is sitting all over the house anyway. So them lashes is all over.
Lashes will keep you warm in the winter, bro.
so,
They're so big nowadays. You know what I mean?
Take a wig. She'll have to call you back.
Take a wig.
She'll have to call you back.
Better yet, take the mannequin head that she put the wig on. She gonna be mad if she gotta lay that thing on the floor.
Mm-hmm. On the dresser. Please.
From what I've learned, you take that little makeup light and
the makeup light.
Yeah,
CB.
They'll be calling.
Yeah, CB in his bag.
I'm taking.
I want to put my little mental health hat on for a minute, if I could.
Yeah.
And so the question comes up a lot of times: if a man takes the panties for the purpose of wearing them, is that an issue? I don't know. What we've been talking about in the fields. Sometimes some men want to wear the panties. We had a discussion about that not too long ago.
I had a friend that had a panty collection. I don't think he ever wore them. He just kept them in the bag next to his shoes.
So,
there you go.
I think that's another follow-up question. Like, what do y'all do with the panties? Are you sniffing them periodically, or like, are they just something to look at and imagine that your girl?
What happens if they wear them?
What are y'all doing with panties?
What happens if they wear them?
Not wearing it.
What's that?
I bet Yo Chuck Claggett is glad she chimed in tonight.
Chuck. Oh man.
CB, what's the clue? I don't know. Has anybody answered the question?
The thing is I didn't collect shit like that, man. So I don't know. I'm scared. What is this?
He said I was scared.
The chapter GTD.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm not glad.
I'm not glad.
You're not right.
Oh man, this show definitely went left, bro.
This is beautiful, man.
Y'all not right in the head.
I mean, look.
They need some.
I don't think it's the equivalent, though. I'm gonna say, to answer the question, no, it's not the equivalent. I didn't do that shit, so I don't know.
I'm taking her kids' fruit snacks. Especially if they mutts.
Her kids, the ones you're talking about, Kaleo, their kids are grown. I don't know what you're talking about. You're taking their lunch for work.
Y'all cutting up for real.
He taking that PS5 controller.
The battery's out. You're putting her adult children on restrictions.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Her kids drank Henny. That's what Kendall said. Melvin J. Kaleo's taking her son's Metamucil. Her hair ties with a bud for sure. All right, Geronimo, look, we're about to be out of here. So this is the part where we talk about sneakers. CB, what you got for that cop or chop?
Yeah, so we just got some news that next year, this coincides with the 30th anniversary of the Air Max 95. But they're doing an SB collab. So we just recently got the Jordan 4, and we've kind of been waiting for what's the next like SB collab that they were going to do, and we're getting a 95. It coincides with the 30th anniversary, which is kind of cool. No idea what the price point or any of that stuff is yet. This is even a mock-up. We don't even know necessarily what the final product is going to look like. But are y'all interested in this? For comparison's sake, I looked, a regular pair of Jordan 4s go for like $215. The SB joints retailed for $225. So we would probably expect these to be a little bit more expensive than a regular, just off the shelf Air Max 95. But it's too early to tell. They haven't dropped any of that news just yet. But are y'all interested in this? If y'all had the chance, are y'all copping or are y'all chopping? I'm copping these. Like,
Copping.
to me, this is like an insta cop. Just hearing about it, I'm excited. So, what do y'all think? We gotta wait till 2025. But what do y'all think about these? You copping or chopping?
Cop, by the way.
This is for sure a cop.
Y'all see how I silently chop like.
All right, so Geronimo, the question is, if you had opportunity to get these pair of shoes, would you cop them, meaning take them, or would you chop them, meaning like, nah, we don't want those?
Well, what I would say is that it looks nice, so nice, had to say it twice.
Oh, that's right. Get that man a record deal.
There you go. There you go.
He's got the book deal.
He's got the
You
book
just need
deal.
the record deal.
There you go. All right. Let's show some sneakers and get about it, or show something, and all right, so this is the portion where we do a little show and tell, Geronimo, whatever you want to bring to the forefront and show everybody what you want to show off. We can do that.
Well, I'm just continually gonna just talk about my book and just say I want people to know and be proud of the book. That's my main thing. Just
I'll put the graphic back up. Let's make sure y'all look. Y'all go out there. You spent about an hour and a half with us tonight. You've heard the great stories that Geronimo had to tell about the place he's been. Here's his book: Spain, Brazil, Moses, and Coltrane, Africa Redefined.
And look out for man. Well, another thing I want to say is that chapter 23 does not talk about women's panties. Okay. For the record, I want everybody to know that. I don't want my publisher having people tell me and call me up about that.
Dimitri does not believe you.
But if you did want to give me, no, I'm sorry. It's a joke. It's a joke. I was joking. Please, I was joking.
Oh man, this is fun. All right, Sammy, what wedges are you showing off tonight?
So they're not fully wedges, but they're kind of close. So they're like some corkscrew, like material heels, and then it's clear, like clear strappy. So it looked like you just walking on like corkscrews. I don't know. It gives I'm a walking wine bottle. I'm fine as wine. That it's cute.
Okay. Okay. All right. CB.
Dimitri.
I've actually had a few pairs come in recently. So I had a few to choose from, but I think this pair is probably the one that people would be most excited for me to show off if you know what I picked up this week. But these are the Foot Patrol 1906.
Wow.
They were a super easy cop, actually. Right on the Foot Patrol website. You can see some of the details on there. It's supposed to mimic like an X-ray. And so if you see
I saw you put the insole up earlier. I was like, I know.
Like there's some really cool details on here. Like I don't even think I figured everything out just yet, but they did come with extra set of laces. And something that's cool about the laces, one of the details is if you see that's like a different pattern. It's not like a standard lace and everything. So these blue probably going to get swapped in for the black joints, but I was super happy with these. These are sick. So yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So shout out to my niece who asked me to take her to Knottberry Farm. And if anybody out here who knows theme parks and at our age, we are definitely wearing shoes that are hopefully comfortable. And these right here, these Vans, need to get you a pair again. They was like, I think $90. I think our money should have did the $100 or below. These are the ultra range. These are hella comfortable. Again, if you go hit the amusement park, you better have some good shit on your feet so that your dogs won't be barking so much after when you're done.
All right. So I told everybody it's Grail season over here. It is Grail season. Here we go. Now I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna show them in the box. That way the camera hopefully won't. There they go. You can see them. Y'all know what that is. Y'all know what they are.
We know what
Weatherman KDs. We all know that there's a bunch of KD4s dropping this year. So I was able to cop those for a really good resale price. I'm still trying to get the all-star joints, but we know the Aunt Pearls are left. We know the nurses, the Aunt Pearls, the Nerfs, and then I think the Christmas days are the three left for the year. So if I can at least get 2 of those, I'll be good to go. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. All right.
Shout out.
Let's say all of our bid our adieus. All right, so we appreciate everybody for watching. Geronimo, thank you so much. Thank you for spending time with us. We always tell everybody that you could be doing anything else with your time, but you spend it with us for about 1 hour and 35 minutes a night. So we appreciate that a lot.
Very nice. Very nice. We know we're gonna have so much fun.
Yeah, lots of fun. So let everybody know where they can buy that book at again. Give them your website.
Website is again GeronimoRobinson.com.
Okay.
Go in that book and let a brother make a little bit of change and get a few coins, okay?
Let's go.
Get the coins and get the draws now. Okay, no, I'm just messing with that.
If the black is okay with him.
Sammy, thank you for a great baddie behavior. Thank you for interviewing tonight. It was wonderful. Next week is going to be interesting. We're not going to announce next week just yet because we got to lock all that in. But here's some announcements real quick. So we all know tomorrow, if you couldn't tell by my shirt, and about 50 minutes, the Prince Marathon kicks off on Station Head, brought to you by our friend Gypsy Love. It's called the Purple Party. So 12 a.m. Max Davallo on Station Head.
Why did you do that?
She should.
Why did you do that?
Why
What
not?
commercial is this, Kaleo?
What? I'm reading the thing. Why'd I do what? Why'd I do what?
Just keep going, bro. Just
okay. Better. All right. So yeah, live on Station is the Purple Party, but I am doing my portion tomorrow. So the abstract tomorrow is my portion of the marathon for the purple party. So that's what we're talking about. But yeah. I was not rubbing myself. I was going like this, okay? Nobody rubbing myself. What are you talking about here? My mother is in the audience. Why would I be? Y'all are sick. All right. Sorry. I was showing my shirt, right? Jesus Christ. All right, but look, that's all we got.
That's the comment. That's the one.
We're gonna figure out next week's show. We got some things to talk about. But look, that's it. Everybody, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Support a good podcast. It's about to have 200 episodes sooner than later.
Nice.
That's all we got. Geronimo, stay on for a second. We'll just say our buys off screen, and then we'll everybody get up out of here. So let me get my. There we go.
Follow us on YouTube at WRSC Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe.